Welcome back, y'all. Jakob Owens here for the Buff Nerds. I just recently launched my horror film contest, and I dropped the example film, which is this cat and mouse. This is the short film. That's like kind of my example for the contest. If you want more information for the whole contest itself, I'll link that in the description below. But today I'm going to go over right now. I might do the sound design at some point just because that's super important within film, and I found a new website recently that I get all my sounds from and whatnot. But today I want to talk about color and how I color. A lot of people always ask how I color, so that's what I'm going over today. As you can see, here's the one take right here, and the adjustment layer that I used to color the video. I pretty much always color my videos with an adjustment layer. It's just easiest. It gives you the clean overall grade that you want for your whole project, and then you can go in and dial individual clips in from there. But with this being a one take, where this is the one and only shot right here, I could have graded the individual clip, but I'm just used to doing an adjustment layer, and so that's what I did. So first, drop the adjustment layer right here with new item, and then I drag that into the timeline. So it would just be here, new adjustment layer, make sure the resolution, everything matches up, and then you would drag that in, drop it over top. So that's what I did there. Then here you can see I have two things going on. Dropped in Lumetri color first, and then levels, and I'll get into what I did with the levels. But Lumetri color, then it went to the creative tab, and I went into the browse section here rather than picking a predetermined LUT here in Premiere. I went to the browse section, went to the Tropicolor archival LUTs, and I picked the LUT push, but at 40%. So they come in different strengths, 20%, 40, 60, 80. But since the film was shot, let me take this off right here. Red, this is the new IPP2 color space from Red. This is the raw footage right here that you're looking at. But it's flat, but it's not like super flat. So if I would have done 100% strength, it would be a little intense on the color. So coming into, again, Lumetri color, and let me put it on, and coming into the tab, I chose the 40% option right here, TC push, 40%. And then I actually, let me put it back on, I took it off, boom. So, and then I actually took the intensity down to 75. So there's like at 100, and then I just dialed it back just a hair to 75. So walked it off even a bit more. Then from there, that's it in the creative tab, basic correction. I crushed the contrast a little bit more. So I took it from 0 to 35. Highlights, boosted the highlights a little bit. Shadows, I always take the shadows or blacks down just a bit just to take away some of that noise and crush the shadows a little bit. Here I only took it to -2. And then I desaturated it a little bit because it was a little too colorful. Sometimes the IPP2 kind of has a little bit of some saturation to it. So I just took that down so it felt a little flatter and not so colorful because it's a darker horror piece. So again, don't want it to be too colorful. From there, I added a levels tab. Let me unstrike that so you can see on and off with the levels and what that's doing. So for example, if I come to this shot right here, let me find it where it doesn't flare the lens so much. That's a good one right there. We'll do that. So on and off on the levels, you can see I kind of gave it a blue tint. I like to mess with that a lot, and then I crushed the blacks just a little bit more. And so I'll dive in. I come into here, effects. You're gonna come into levels, drag that on to your adjustment layer. You're gonna always drag it onto the adjustment layer. But then in here, what I did is I'll show you the tabs that I messed with. So I always mess with the black input level here. That's always gonna be set to 0. I put it at around 12. You can see it just kind of crushes that a little bit. And then the white input level affects the inputs of the white light. I took that from 255 to about 245, 250, somewhere right in there. And then the gamma, I always drop the gamma a little bit too. I like the darker look it gives. So you can see at the baseline 100, if I were to take it up, it kind of brightens the image, but it adds that little bit of noise. So I always like to take it down like a little bit. So here I went to a 98, just ever so slightly. Then from there, this is where I kind of get the blues into the shot. The black output level all the way down here, this is where I get some of the blues. So they're set to 0, and then more you walk it up, you get blues. And I like blues in the shadow, so I just took that up to a 5. From 0 to a 5. That's really it. And then, last but not least, I took this gamma ever so slightly down from 100 to a 98. And this kind of messes with, you can see here what it's doing. And I like to take that sometimes down for that green-blue feel still as well. So if we come here to this freeze frame, let's find a good freeze frame here where you can kind of see some stuff. That's a good one. So with everything taken off, there's the raw image. You know, there's too much information in the face. Don't want to see the eyes. Want to make him feel a little bit more mysterious. So, you know, with my LUT on there, I get the color to around what I want with a little bit of warmth, a little bit of the blues, but it's still not quite there. So with the levels, you dial it in, boom, take down that, crush those blacks, darken it, take the gamma down a little bit, add the little bit of the blues and the greens over here into the light, and now we have a really satisfying image. Color's clean and it's moody, it's mysterious, it fits the tone of the piece. Your color should always be aimed at fitting the tone of your piece. Same thing, like I don't want it super bright and colorful because it's like not a happy film. It's dark, it's creepy. So I mean, I could take the saturation down even more. But those are all things you want to think about when coloring your film, and just any project in general, no matter what it is. So here again, you can see the raw, the color with a little bit of the shift there, and then the level change. So those two together create the final image you see in the short film. I also have tons of behind the scenes of how we pulled off the whole one take. It takes place all in one shot. That's in a previous video, so go check out the short film, Cat and Mouse. Go check out all the behind the scenes and all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully it's helped. Until next time, I'm Jakob Owens with Buff Nerds, and I'm out.